Hello, welcome back to my channel. I've been gone for a minute now. I'm back with the jump off. Hey, I'm so glad to be back with you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my new listeners. And today we're going to be talking about do not support black business. I know you're going to come for my neck, but hear me out. This is what I want to talk about. Do not support any business that does not give you what you pay for, that does not give you quality service, that does not give you the professionalism that you require. The only reason why I'm making this is because there's this uproar on social media, this bullying on social media by people. And it's like you need to support your friends who have businesses. You need to support black business. You need to support black owned and all this other stuff. And honestly, I do. If I'm looking for something on Thumbtack, if I'm looking for services, I look at profile pictures. I would prefer my own kind. I'm not even going to front with you. But what I would not tolerate is the disrespect from certain people. And my concern is that people are willing to support things even if the person's not giving you quality service. There was someone that I had doing work for me, and I remember speaking to a relative about it. I said, you know what? I don't like that this person does not communicate. You set a date with the person, and then 3 or 4 days later they respond, or you have to call them 3 times or text them, blow them up for them to respond. And I went back and forth with this person. I was like, what you're doing is not professional. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, oh well, someone might have a emergency, so I went to that person first. Like, just I'm talking about handyman work or whatever. They had an emergency, so I went over there. And I was like, well, you had an appointment with me. And so if you have an emergency, or I have, I have to do this with my family, or I have this, or so and so sick, first of all, and I understand when people have small business or they're an entrepreneur, it's different because your life may be a part of it. You get what I'm saying? If you have children, you don't have a babysitter. If you have this, you have that. There's so many factors, especially if you're an entrepreneur, and I understand that. But my problem is that the unprofessionalism. I just want to talk about that. I just want to talk about the unprofessionalism. Like, when someone pays you to do a service, honestly, we don't care about everything else you have going on. If you cannot do the job, say you cannot do the job. Do not accept the position knowing you don't have a ride, okay? Knowing you don't have a babysitter, knowing you don't have X, Y, and Z. Or if you don't have a babysitter and you need to bring your child, let's say you're cleaning someone's home, let them know, hey, I want to accept the job, but would it be okay if I bring my child with me? She's going to sit in the corner. I'll give her coloring book. I'll do that. Communicate with whoever you're doing the business with. Don't just bring your child along, okay, without communicating with somebody. Do not do certain things. You say 7 o'clock, be there at 6:50, be there at 6:45. Like, I'm so disappointed in a lot of the quality that I'm receiving. And the relative that I spoke with, they clearly told me, well, when you're dealing with our people, there's certain things you gotta, put into consideration. And I'm like, nah, because if I was of Caucasian persuasion, honey, okay, they would know what time to show up. Okay, they would give me the little Caucasian voice, okay, and handle their business. But because we're the same kind, you feel like you could just give me any type of service, and I don't like that, okay? Here's a few things where I feel like, I do believe find your own, support your own, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're talking about like the hair companies and the nail shops or whatever, they take a lot of black business. And I would love to see a black owned, hair salon. Well, we have a black owned hair salon. I'm talking about like, manufacturing like hair, beauty supply stores, nail salons that are black owned. So we don't have to deal with protesting, nail salons that don't treat us right. that's another topic for another day. But do not support black business if they're unprofessional. Okay? Unprofessionalism. They're not showing up on time. Okay? They're not giving you the service that you asked for. Okay? They're not doing what they need to do. Another issue that I have with black business, not all of them, but some of them, as far as finishing the job. Okay? I've had so many bad experiences with, mechanics, your car sitting out there for quite some time. And I've had great experiences with black owned mechanics where they give you the turnaround. They don't play about your money and they don't play about your car. I've had, people, fixing ACs or whatever, and your AC sitting on the floor for 3 weeks, and they working on yours, they working on 5 other projects. You call them, they don't answer the phone, and it's unacceptable. And I'm saying it's unacceptable. We don't want to tell the truth, and that's the problem with a lot of, with our community, is that we protect, our own. No matter what. And I respect the loyalty and I respect that. But it's just like when you have people like, what I'm saying, like the R. Kellys or people that are not doing what they need to do, we're still protecting them at all costs. It's like, no, call a spade a spade. If someone's not doing what they need to do, call it out. If it's Charlemagne, call it out. If it's a business that's not doing what they got to do, even if they're black, call it out. Lack of communication. You text them, they don't respond. You call them, they don't respond. You know what I mean? They don't get back to you. You have to blow them up or whatever. And it's really, really sad. I had this other person that, they did great work for me with my lawn. And I needed them for a second time. And they called me back they text me back like a week later. No. They respond to the first thing a week later. Then when we scheduled a date, to confirm, they didn't reach out back to me until like 3 weeks later. And mind you, I reached out a month in advance to book the date. And till this day, I still have not heard back from them. Okay? And so I had to go hire somebody else. And it's so disheartening because it's like I'm holding out. And I wanted to work with this person because they did a great job for me before. But the lack of consistency, usually what people do, it's just like, when dating or whatever, when you're picking somebody new to do something for you, you need a probationary period, just like you would do the whole probationary period with dating, probationary period with jobs. You need a probationary period with people that's doing work for you. Just because they come the first day and they show up on time and they do what they're supposed to do for the first time, you know what I mean? Give them 3 more times. You know what I mean? Give them a few months. Give them and see how it works. Just look at reviews. Okay? If there's mixed reviews, odds are their services are mixed. Okay? If the person has stellar reviews, that means oftentimes they are doing what they got to do. So make sure you check reviews, make sure you get recommendations, before you hire somebody, because that's very important. Don't just look at the profile picture and be like, oh, we down because we're the same skin color. No, honey, make sure you do some research before you hire someone. I have been burned. I've had, someone build a website for me and disappear with the money, came back talking about, came back maybe a month later. I got my money back from the bank and everything. Came back a month later, leaving me a voicemail in tears talking about their father passed away in the Hurricane Harvey flooding. And they also lost a cousin in the storm, and literally crying on the phone with me. On the voicemail, and I called them back and they were like almost in tears. I already started your website, please, I want to finish this. Let me do this for you or whatever. And I said, okay, give me a sample. They gave me the sample, and they were like, I can't continue unless you pay me because I just want to make sure you. So I did ended up paying them or whatever. And they transferred all of my things onto a new host, my whole website on a new host. Can I tell you that they disappeared again? this time for longer, like almost 2 months. I was literally wanting to pull my hair out, and I didn't know what to do. At this point, my bank was like, no, you got to go through PayPal. Went through PayPal, and finally PayPal was like, we're going to reach out. The person literally stopped all correspondence with me, all of it. And I transferred everything. And what happened was, it was so crazy because I really trusted this person, and this person burned me. They absolutely burned me, and it was very devastating because, you want to support your own, and when people lie to you, they steal your money, and thank God I finally got everything working again. I got a new host. I'm still working with someone of color, but they're professional. They're cool, and I really, I don't want to say don't rock with everybody, but it's really disheartening, especially when your people burn you and they try you or whatever. And another thing that I would say, don't support a black business if they apologize to you but don't correct the behavior, right? They tell you, I'm sorry, I'm so busy, I'm going through so much, I'm sorry I didn't respond, but they keep, doing the same behavior. And so at this point, what I want to suggest to you, if you're dealing with unprofessionalism, if you're dealing with people who don't finish the job, if you're dealing with lack of communication, if people are apologizing without change behavior, what I would suggest to you is never just have one person that does something for you. Always have like 3 people on deck. Okay? At least 3 people on deck. Have 3 people that, can do lawn service. Have 3 people that, that you would trust to do your hair. Try people out. People will give you shade. Oh, you cheated on us. Y'all, I went to one bank. I have a home bank that I go to. And I went to another bank to open an account because, I wanted to go there. I didn't want them in my business. I'm going to keep it real. Because when people know you, they're going to ask you too much questions. I didn't need all that. So, you know what I mean? I didn't need all those questions. And so I went back to my home bank, and they were like, oh, we see that you opened up an account 2 days ago. Oh, so you cheating on us with another bank. I said, listen, you're not the only bank that I service. I have 3 other banks that I have money in. And second of all, I'm grown. Like, you're not going to tell me where I could go. People going to feel some type of way. I understand, like, with barbers and hairdressers, it's a little different. But think about it. What if your hairdresser goes on maternity leave? What are you going to do? What if, God forbid, that person dies, or they get really sick, or they have a family emergency? What are you going to do? Your life is going to be on pause. Your life is going to be on hold because this person is sick or they're going through something. And you know what? If they cannot understand that and they feel some type of way about that, then that's an insecurity for them. But it's happened where hairstylists move away and people are absolutely stuck. They don't know what to do. You need a braider. You need someone that you can go to braid your hair, 2 or 3 people. I know I don't want everybody in my head. I don't trust everybody. And I understand that. But you gonna get a rude awakening when something happens to your makeup artist. You need 2 or 3 makeup artists. You need 2 or 3 hairdressers. You need 2 or 3 barbers. You need 2 or 3 people that you could trust to do your lawn. You need people. You could be loyal to one person, but have a few people in the stash. Have a Rolodex of people that are photographers, a Rolodex of stylists, a Rolodex of certain people that are professional. I'm not saying don't support anyone who's black, but I'm saying if the person is not black and they do an amazing job, you know what I mean? Give it a chance. Give it a chance and tell people the truth. Give honest reviews. Tell people, hey, I didn't like when you did X, Y, and Z. Come correct next time. You know what I mean? So you have to set boundaries in business. I'm not saying cut everybody off that might have been late a little bit or whatever, but just because you're not Caucasian doesn't mean you need to accept anything from anyone who show up at your house. I was very hurt when my relative said that. Well, our people, you got to get them a chance. That's how they work. That's how they do. And I said, well, I might not be of Caucasian persuasion, but guess what? My money is still green. Okay? You're getting money from me. You know, I don't ask people to do me favors. I'm willing to pay people to do things. And so if your money is green and you're paying someone, you have rights. You have the right to quality service. You have the right to get exactly what you paid for. You have the right to ask. And you know what I cannot stand? These black businesses, some of them, they show up late, they do this, and they have the nerve. I see on Facebook and Instagram these hairstylists talking about, oh, if you're late, that's gonna be what, $10 extra. If you do this, it's gonna be $35 if you do this. But when they're late, there's no penalty for them being late. If they show up with McDonald's and smacking and all this other stuff coming to your house and they're late or whatever, no, no notice or whatever, there's no discount for you, but they're going to give you a penalty. Oh, respect my time, respect your client's time. Don't get caught up in these people talking about all this extra stuff. Make sure you work with somebody, even if they're any nationality, that is professional, that's going to give you quality service. And what these people don't realize is that some people feel like they're above the review because they have a lot of clients, right? They have a lot of clients, so they don't have time for you. Or you're so loyal, you don't have anyone else to do what they do. The person, is an electrician, plumber, AC person, like they do everything. And so they feel like, they have a God complex. Show them. Pray about it. Ask God to bring people that do certain services into your life so that you can have other people. And you know what? They're going to be sadly mistaken that, oh, I have all these people, I'm never going to go broke. That's great. But guess what? People will give you bad reviews. I will tell people the truth. Hey, girl, who fixed X, Y, and Z for you? Girl, this person did it for me, but they be late. They don't answer their phone. If that's the type of review you want, then you're not supposed to be in business. I'm sorry. You're not supposed to be in business. People have their cars. They have all this other stuff. And when I told the fix it guy, I said, yo, bro, like, you late, or you going to other appointments and you're not talking to me. It don't make no sense. If you can't do the job, don't do it. Well, no, I can't deny the job because I need the money. Well, you don't need the money that bad, because if you're not willing to organize your life and get a calendar, get a schedule, and do certain things, or maybe some jobs might run over, that's fine. But communicate with people. And so when you do that to people and you don't show up and you don't do what you got to do, what happens is you might lose the business. Don't be afraid to pull a them on them and get somebody else, and don't communicate back with them. This is 2018 and we need to require excellence. We want to hashtag Black excellence, and we're not being excellent in our business. We're not being excellent in everything. You want people to do things for you for free. Oh, what's the quote, sis? And then they give you the quote, and you want them to do it for dirt cheap. Like, let's stop. Let's really hashtag level up in our business. Do not support Black business if they're giving you mediocre service. You want excellence, be excellent. Okay? And that's all I got to say about that. I don't know if I'm going to do another one. Oh, wait, there's more. Flaky people, flaky business owners, they should not be in business. And I think that's it. I'm so frustrated about this, y'all. I'm so frustrated about this. And yeah, your money is green just like everybody else, and you have the right to quality service. All right. Have a great day, y'all. Bye.